We are no more dependent on cash. What is powering that payment is digital wallet.
Every merchant would want to be a payment player himself and capture the pie of this payment space.
Yes.
You have wallets which help you retain value as well as do increase loyalty.
Correct. You have today decentralized finance. Correct. You have merchants are looking for abilities to tap international customers. What used to be a customer deterrent has now become a tool for these businesses to keep the customers within their ecosystem.
How you feel that old world wallet will collapse into new world embedded space?
You have to evolve the way the market is evolving.
Namaste and welcome to yet another episode of Fintech Pulse by Comviva, a podcast series where we have a series of discussions with various stakeholders, industry experts in the space of embedded payments. This follows a research which we have published on embedded payment space, and to discuss that today I have with me Protim. Protim is the head of mobiquity pay product. It's our flagship product. It's one of the largest wallet platforms being used globally, with over $300 billion of transactions processed through it every year. And Protim has been part of that journey for a very large chunk of time.
Yes.
Welcome, Protim.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Protim, what we were discussing a while back, wallet started predominantly in third world countries as a concept. It started as a financial inclusion tool, and now it has evolved into a very matured embedded payment space. It's taking its space within that space ecosystem of embedded payments. How do you look at this journey?
Fantastic question. Yes, it's true. When wallet started, right, mobile wallets, or it started to as a tool, as you mentioned, for financial inclusion, correct? But then if you see, it evolved the way customer expectations changed, right? The way the knowledge related to digital world, whether it is digital payments or doing anything digitally, right? The expectations of consumers also increased, correct? And that's where this wallet ecosystem had to also adapt to that changing expectations, right? So if you see, it started with a closed loop platform, providing the ease of making payments conveniently for customers, making it seamless for customers. But then eventually, to address the ever evolving customer expectations, it moved beyond that, right? It moved into open ecosystem. Correct. Now, if you see, we do payments through any non-payments app, right? For example, a ride-hailing app, right? We are no more dependent on cash, right, to pay for that. Correct. We are doing it very seamlessly and conveniently using the mobile phone itself. Underlining thing is, what is powering that payment is digital wallet. So, one, the ever-shifting customer expectations. The second is the way regulation has also evolved, correct? Understanding the requirements, understanding how the geographies are changing, correct? The way regulations has also opened their arms to adapt, and the effect of that is the way technology has advanced, correct? To support all this ecosystem, if you see, wallet has evolved more than being just an open loop financial inclusion tool, right? It has gone into, it is there in everywhere. It is today, payments are being embedded as part of non-financial life cycles, correct? So that's how I see it. It has evolved over the period from a closed loop system to an open loop system for sure.
So this wallet actually seems to be in a cycle. It started as a closed loop wallet. It turned into open loop wallet with the various add-ins that were coming, and then with embedded payments, it's again going into closed loop wallet.
Yes.
What you talked about, the ride-hailing app or digital merchants having on their own wallet where they can store some value. Absolutely. And offer values, and then I suspect it may again open up and go into the same loop where every merchant would want to be a payment player himself and capture the pie of this payment space.
Absolutely.
But on this closed loop wallet evolution, closed loop to closed loop, what do you see interesting phenomenon, right?
See, you touched upon a very good point. If you say, going back into the closed loop system, but what we need to understand is the reason behind it, right? See, when this whole wallet ecosystem started, or digital payments started, right? people understood that there is a way to have real-time payments, whether it is in terms of payment acceptance, whether it is in terms of refunds, whether it is in terms of approvals, transaction approvals, correct? Those can still be achieved in real time, right? And that led to the regulatory body or the established bodies to also understand and bring on technologies which actually is addressing real-time payments. For example, UPI in our country, right? FedNow in US, correct? Similarly, if you see, because of you are able to, a merchant is able to refund immediately against a complaint. Earlier, for example, you purchased something on e-com, right? And you raised a complaint, right? The refund process used to be lengthy, right? Now it can be instantaneous, or rather it is instantaneous, correct? So that is where you are basically holding on to the customer. You are providing
It's not just instantaneous. Way it is going is it's turning into a point of delight.
Absolutely.
So what used to be a refund process, a grievance, I put it in your wallet.
Exactly.
Sometimes offer you some points or rewards on top of it if you use it within some, and it's actually turning into a delight.
Exactly. So earlier what used to be a customer deterrent has now become a tool for these businesses to keep the customers within their ecosystem. And that is one of the primary reason, I believe, why merchants looks to have today their own wallet ecosystem, right? Where they can, what you mentioned, right? It is just not about payments, but creating multiple use cases around it, giving cash back, immediate cash back, correct? Providing a time limit to use, so which basically is contributing to your sale, right?
Yeah.
You are psychologically forcing the customer to go ahead and use something which he has received or she has received within a certain duration. Ultimately, it is addressing your business growth itself, right? So yes, absolutely what you said.
And that's where embedded payments, to my mind, especially with the wallet at the center of it, is actually will drive the democratization of finance, as they say. You have now payment experience being embedded into your overall sales journey.
Yes.
You have wallets which help you retain value as well as do increase loyalty.
Correct.
Then you have entire orchestration layer behind which is making payment very efficient, and somewhere in between you have all these boosters which will offer you BNPL, which will offer you points. So it's actually from a very difficult process of payments, it's turning into a very seamless.
Correct. If you see, the payments world itself has diversified so much, right? It has expanded so much, right? You have today decentralized finance, correct? You have merchants are looking for abilities to tap international customers, correct? I cannot offer, say, a service sitting here in India and expecting a customer paying from US and I get the money, say, after a week's time. That is not acceptable to me, right? And imagine the same process for the customer if the customer requests for a refund or challenges the the whole journey, right? So of course, I mean, it has gone way beyond, right? The ability to support multi-currencies, correct? The ability to support multiple wallets for different use cases, correct? Those are the flexibilities that this kind of platform brings, correct? The ability to do contactless payments. If you see, yes, okay, fine, I am in a part of a cycle which is non-payment or non-financial, but then ultimately, let's say if it is associated, end goal is, of course, unless you make the payment, you cannot finally close the cycle, correct? That is where all these technologies are helping, right? Whether you talk of contactless payments in terms of QR code based payments or NFC based payments, right? All this are coming from those digital payments platform, which has evolved from a very closed loop, prepaid kind of a wallet system to this, addressing this kind of ecosystem.
Yeah, in fact, our previous research also showed contactless payments as one of the important asks from the market.
Yeah.
Biometric based authentications, etc., which again makes very easy customer journey, including with federated ID, which kind of gives the certainty of identification along with certainty of payments.
Yes.
So this space, now that you see this space evolving, how you feel that old world wallet will collapse into new world embedded space? See, or they'll always remain separate?
I wouldn't say that they will collapse. They have to adapt, is what I believe. Because see, I understand there could be, you already have an ecosystem in place, you already have a technology in place, you already have a whole business running, correct? But then you also have to adapt to the new requirements of what the customer demands, correct? If there is let's say that within the same market, if there is a competitor who is coming in and providing much more payment options, correct, for a customer. You talked of BNPL, right? If let's say I am not providing that option, correct? BNPL, buy now, pay later, is such an amazing payment tool, such an amazing convenient payment tool which addresses people to go for high value transactions, correct, without thinking of the additional payment hit that initially the customer has to take, correct. That is where BNPL addresses, right? So you have to adapt. I won't say it will collapse, but it will adapt. It will go ahead. There is no way that you can stick with a certain only one kind of payment flavor and expect that customers will still stick with you. You have to evolve the way the market is evolving, and I see that old players who are still there, sticking to what they already had probably some few years back, they have to start providing all this technologies for sure.
Yeah. And another thing that fascinates me about this is this started as a underdeveloped phenomenon, predominantly in that space. But way it is evolved, slowly, if you see, developed world is also adopting towards the benefits of embedded payments, with which again we are going back into wallet. Starbucks being the world's largest wallet that is there.
Correct.
So it's again another technology exportation that's happening from developed to developed world.
Yes, and I believe there is a factor of, or to answer to your point of why that is happening, correct? I believe it's also some related to being aware of the ease that comes with this digitizations, right? If you are aware that digital payments is a possibility which provides you much more convenience, right, and is secure, correct, and is available 24/7, correct, you will obviously go ahead and make use of it, right? So yes, I believe developed worlds are adapting to embedded payments much more because the digital literacy, if I can put it that way, digital literacy is a little higher compared to other places, right? That's one of the factors which I believe. Of course, the technology side of it, right? The ability to provide a platform which is cloud native, correct? Adapt to those technologies which is available, correct? So those are also the factors which are addressing this. Yes.
Along with digital literacy, even the emergence of pays like Amazon Pay, Apple Pay, Google Pay also kind of propelled, especially Apple Pay and Samsung Pay, kind of propelled adoption of mobile-based payments in Western world. And now, from what was high-tech Apple Pay to back to wallet, which was Africa-centric. So I'm kind of intrigued with that circle of life.
Yeah, again, if you see, I would say that it is again the possibility to have smartphones. If you see globally, the smartphone penetration has increased a lot. Even in Africa, correct? We are hugely present in Africa, and we see that at one point of time, though it is still today, the usage of USSD as a payment channel, correct, used to be high. But if you see the graph, it is decreasing. Why? Because there is a huge uptake on smartphone. There is a ease in terms of availing internet, correct? The whole infrastructure to provide internet services so that smartphone can operate, correct? Those are becoming much more easy, correct? Much more cost effective for a service provider to provide those abilities and capabilities, correct? So yeah, that is what is definitely propelling this shift. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. And that's an interesting, even in our research, it shows very large chunk, more than 85% of the respondents were very keen to evaluate embedded payments, especially on the wallet space.
Yeah.
And I think that realization is also coming that, if my competition has a wallet and where he starts storing some value, the next purchase would happen the next door rather than...
Absolutely. And also about the fact which I touched upon a few minutes back, right? The ability to tap larger customer base. So when I say larger customer base, it is just not limited to your geography only, right? You can tap customers beyond your geography now.
Yeah.
Correct, with this kind of technology in place, with this kind of platforms in place, right? So you are not worrying about multiple currencies, correct? This kind of platform provides such capability So, and of course, we talked of the real-time payment settlements, correct? The instant gratification that one sees that yes, my payment is success, yes, my refund has been processed, correct? Yes, I have received a cashback, correct? That kind of the gratification that usually a human gets. So those are the benefits of this kind of embedded wallet.
Thank you, Protim. Thanks for that insightful conversation. And thank you for joining in to yet another episode of Fintech Pulse by Comviva. Do download our embedded payments report. It would surely help you refine your strategy as well as understand more about how other enterprises, digital enterprises are thinking of adopting digital payments. Do engage with us through our social media channels, hashtag Fintech Pulse by Comviva. If you have any questions, queries, feedback, feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you.